Hi, it's Tanya. Welcome to Exercise of the Week, and today we're going to be focusing a little bit on sacroiliac joint movement. So the sacroiliac joint is this chunky piece of bone at the back of the pelvis. So sometimes people think that the pelvis is one bony structure, and there's actually three pieces. You've got your left side, right side, and then the sacroiliac joint, and then those three pieces are joined together by cartilage and muscles and everything. So often the sacroiliac joints can get quite stuck, and although it is a joint, it doesn't actually move as much as a knee or a shoulder, but it should have a very slight amount of movement. And for some people, it can get a bit stuck. The muscles can be tight. It can be all sorts of reasons. So we're just going to focus on that. And at the same time, we're also going to focus on some hip stretching. Again, something most people need. What you will need is a block or a pillow from your bed, or a big book. Does anyone have a yellow pages now? The yellow pages would be perfect for this. I don't think there's such a thing anymore, is there? So we're going to come onto the back. My favorite position. Sometimes I do Paul's Pilates classes and you'll do half an hour in standing. I'm like, when are we going to lie down? So you're going to pop this under the bum. Now, everyone's position might be slightly different. So you don't want it anywhere in the lower back because that's going to get onto your kidneys, and you haven't got any bones there, so it would feel quite uncomfortable. It might even hurt. So you don't want it anywhere on your spine. We're going to have it here on there. So for me, sometimes I prefer personally to have the block a little closer towards the coccyx, so towards the bottom of the pelvis. So you could have it there, or a little bit further up, but just have a place. See, it should feel okay. Now, if you tend to suffer with lower backache, you might find that this is already causing discomfort. So unless you've been diagnosed with any spinal conditions, all we're doing now is putting those psoas muscle into a big stretch, and some of the hip flexors over here. So it might be uncomfortable, but we're not going to be there long. And remember, discomfort, we're after discomfort so that we can stress the body in a good way. So starting here, I want you to let's start with the right leg, since that's the side you're on. Now, if you, see, I find I have to move it. If you've had a hip replacement, you always go on what your consultant has said, but if you're not sure, then this is just a blanket caution this. So have your knee directly above the hip. You're not going to pull your knee all the way in if you've had a hip replacement. We've had some clients that have had a hip replacement and the doctor has said, "I'll just carry on as normal." So it really depends on what your consultant has said. Otherwise, for the rest of you, you're going to pull this leg in over here. Okay. Now, I'm going to exaggerate it. Check what your left leg is doing. Can you see how my left leg is bounced up? Can you reach the left leg away? And you're trying to have that knee straight. So what we're doing now, so I spoke about those pelvis parts of the pelvis. Your right hip bone will be starting to tilt towards you. So it'll be rolling that way. So we're getting a little stretch in the bum, back of the leg over here. Your left hip bone is going to be going away from you. It's going to be anteriorly tilting. So what we're doing now is we're getting the slight movement like that, which helps loosen off that sacroiliac joint. And you might also notice, so for me in particular, my right hip I do know is quite yucky in there. There's a little bit of tightness. So just reaching now. Slide your right leg down to the end of the mat, and then bring the left leg in. And you can hold back of the thigh, you can hold front. We've all got different arm lengths. You might have boobs and bellies in the way. And then pull that in towards you. And I even say, have an experiment with pulling different parts, because I do think it makes a little difference. It does feel different when you hold behind the leg. So again, now you want to pay attention to the right leg. Make sure it's nice and straight. And sometimes what might even happen is my toes are in line with my hip, but sometimes if you get TFL, which is on the outside here, tensia fascia lata, I can never say the word, sometimes that and the IT band, if it's tight, it might pull the leg out to the side to make it more comfortable. So when you look up, just check that your toes are still in line with your hip. Left leg, again, if you've had a hip replacement, knee doesn't go any higher, but for the rest of us, really pull it in as much as you can. So now your left hip bone is doing a posterior tilt, is doing a pelvic tilt. The hip bone's coming closer towards the rib cage. And your right leg, the hip bone is trying to go further away from the rib cage. So again, we're having that slight tilt. And then foot comes down, slide it out, and bring it back in. This is all we're going to do. So pull it in, reach the left one away. Again, just check that your left toes are in line with the left hip. The leg's not pulling out. Take it back down, pull it back in. And the nice thing about this as well is you're stretching off these muscles, this part of the hamstring over there, your glutes and the lower back. Good. I'm just going to do one more each side. So again, if you can do these every day for the whole week, you will feel how all of a sudden there's a little bit more freedom in your lower back, a little bit more movement in the hips. Good. And last one on this side. So don't forget the leg that's going away, you try to send it away, send it away, send it away, send it away. And then release down. Good. So popping both feet flat, take the block away, roll onto your side, and then push yourself up. So that was, there might be a name for them, but we make the names up as we go along. We call them lying leg slides on the block. So there's a different kind of leg slides in Pilates, which is a lot more control, but this one is just a nice stretch for the sacroiliac joint. So enjoy these sessions. Don't forget, every day, as often as you can do them is key. This is why they're quick videos, so that you can fit these into your daily practice. So take care, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.